let me start the recording. Switch us over to this map. And yeah, welcome back, guys, to our 24th session of Arcadia. I only really have one announcement, and that announcement is next week we are taking off, May the 6th. We will be back May 13th at our usual time. Other than that, I think we're ready for the captain's log, unless anyone has any announcements of their own.
I guess I have an announcement.
Sure.
Next weekend is also Free Comic Book Day, so if you have a local comic book store, I highly recommend going and grabbing some free books or just hanging out.
Well, there you go. Pick up your free comic book. All right. If no one else has anything, yeah, let's get the captain's log underway.
Okay. Captain's Log, Stardate 50010.1. It's been a month and a half since her encounter with Rasha and the settling of her people's new colony. Officially, Starfleet has marked New Marseille as a non-Federation human colony. Unfortunately, this means that the colony will not receive occasional Starfleet check-ins, but it does at least put them on the map for traders in the area. I can only hope that they will end up fine. As if that weren't enough, a few weeks ago, Chancellor Galron demanded the Federation cede control of the Arcanus sector. Naturally, hostility with the Klingons has increased. Thus far, these hostilities have yet to catch up with the Arcadia in the Shackleton Expanse. Still, I can't help but feel cut off from the rest of the Federation. For now, though, we continue our work. We are currently following in the wake of a dead, dark planet. Both astrophysics and stellar cartography have been having a field day studying this rogue planet, hurtling through space untethered to any star. Given recent events, I can't help but feel envious of this untethered world.
Okay. And there's Shavik. Awesome.
Hey.
So, pretty much as I do at the beginning of every game, is there any RP people want to do in the interim before we get to the adventure itself?
Yeah, I want to do one with our good doctor.
Okay. Where would you like it to take place?
Sick bay.
Sick bay it is. Alright, for second argument, we'll say Carruthers isn't there. Crowley is here. Move Sabo over. Alright, Crowley, you walk into sickbay.
Doctor,
Commander.
I need you to check my lung, please. I've been having a cough the last few days. It hasn't been going away. I don't feel sick, but I
Indeed.
just feel short of breath.
Well, let's have you come over to one of the med bays and one of the med beds, bio beds. Sorry, my need to get into character here. Have you been experiencing any other irritations?
Just soreness of the back still, left side, as usual.
Is this
Shortness of
common?
breath. The irritation and pain is always going to be there, from what I've been told by the doctors at Starfleet Medical.
And I believe, if I remember correctly, you opted not to have a biological replacement. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out.
They had a hard enough time to get a hand right, on account of my unique physiology.
Understood. I'm gonna get the medical tricorder out and take some readings and make sure that everything is looking all right.
Alright, let's give you some momentum, hopefully. Reason plus medicine, difficulty 0. Hey, look at that. You start with 2 momentum.
Nice.
So, Crowley, it is your condition, so I'm going to let you explain what he's picking up.
The lung is not filtering oxygen correctly. It's not producing enough to get back out. It's failing.
The
It's
entire.
not. It's the oxygenation process is failing. It's due to excessive wear and tear.
Is this something that has happened before?
For Crowley, no, but he has been pushing himself pretty hard with doing training and constantly getting everyone to take part in some form of physical activity.
Okay. Commander, it seems as though your artificial lung is in the early stages of failure. I would typically recommend to take it easy, as humans would say, but I know better than to give you this recommendation.
Oh, it's been about 5 years since I had it looked at too.
My recommendation would be to potentially get a replacement so that we can get a new lung into this body.
Well, I know Carruthers has hounded me for some samples.
I'm sure that he was.
Very well, is this going to be a long procedure?
Well, it will not be a short one, no.
And downtime and recovery time?
Potentially several days to a week.
Can you give me anything for now just to offset the degradation?
Well, I'm sure that I can give you potentially a dose of benzodiazepine. It's a cardiovascular drug that may perhaps relieve some of the discomfort and make the breathing a little easier. However, that would only do this short term, of course, until we can get a replacement.
Well, let's do that. And we'll look at replacements soon then. But for now, I want to make sure I'm able to do my functions and duties normally.
Understood. I will do the best that I can.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Commander.
All right. Who's keeping track of momentum, by the way?
Oh, I'll do that.
Okay. You are it too.
I'm realizing now I probably shouldn't have prescribed a cardiovascular for lung issues, but
It's good enough biobabble that it works.
It's about as accurate as their science is, so close enough.
right?
Fine.
Sounds
It's
good.
fine.
That's all that matters. Okay, so we have that kind of subplot going on. Any other scenes people want to get out of the way?
I know I mentioned to you something about Carruthers. Has it been enough time?
Yes and no. It's not enough where it can walk around yet.
Aye. But it's active, right?
Somewhat.
Can I have Matic join me in Carruthers' lab?
Sure. Let's go to this lab. And oh boy, I need to play token cleanup. Alright, so GM layer, Carruthers. Yeah, that should be everyone.
And possibly, yeah, the captain too.
Okay, Captain, I guess you're coming along for the ride. Let's get you on there. Okay, come on.
So wait, whose lab is this?
This is Carruthers' new lab on the Arcadia A.
Yeah, I
Yes.
avoid this room.
Yeah, he has a whole lab to himself because there's just so many open spaces on a sovereign class.
When you guys enter his lab, it is dimly lit. There is rolling fog everywhere, and there's like weird strobing lights. Kind of looks like a mad laboratory. He has a few large human-sized containers that are filled with liquids. And Captain, you can notice a spine in one of them.
Sounds like a funky nightclub.
I just pull out my tricorder and make sure this is not like the specification that the Borg need inside their cubes.
Luckily, it is not, unless Carruthers has secretly been a Borg this entire time.
No.
There is a big shiny eyeball. I'm not sure.
Come in, please. Please come in.
I just take like one long step into the room.
Captain, Lieutenant Maddock, thank you for coming here. I have something I wish to show you. And he's just gonna go over to a station, and he's gonna pull a blanket off of the torso and upper body of a interesting robot with one glowing vertical line going down its face. It's project I've been working on, using the technology from the android I was left here by the FEF.
I see. And I understand you've been experimenting with that AI we found?
Yes, I am establishing a quantum connection with the AI and this drone here. It will give it the ability to control remotely while still maintain its program in the lab here. Think of it as a walking, talking, interacting tricorder.
I really wish I had a science officer so I could say, oh, you mean like X?
But I would appreciate Maddox's help with some of the engineering components. Balance and articulation is a little tricky.
I mean, are you trying to make a android, or you just want a body for the AI?
It's a bit of both. It's a mix. But I'm having issues with it walking. It seems to flounder and flop about. So I need to get the engineering down for bipedal movement. I was thinking of giving it 4 legs, but I felt that the crew would be uneasy enough as it is with its sleek metal and black look finish with their glowing red lines.
No, not exactly the most comforting color choice. I was watching this movie recently, and there was a robot friend who was had a spherical body, and his head kind of swiveled around on the top. It was very cute.
That seems impractical, and it would be a horrible way to just assault a robot. You kick it away, and it's gone.
Well, I think it was... Who would kick the robot?
Bad people?
Well, yes, I'm sure Maddox can help you with the bipedal movement, but what can I do for you, Vincent?
I want to get your permission to continue with the project, and also I wanted to look at your spine a little bit.
Okay, if the parameters of the project haven't changed, you don't need my permission to continue.
Excellent. I was worried that you would say no because this body would be able to leave the lab and move about the ship.
I see. As far as I know, the specifications of the body are less than the average humanoid. Is that right?
They're comparable with a peak humanoid, but it's designed to not exert further than that. It has failure points.
Okay, that should be fine. And that's not something an AI could overwrite?
No, these are...
That's built into the hardware?
Yep. Built into the body itself. You can see the tendons I've used here.
Very interesting. Well, yes, if you need to see anything for my spine, please coordinate with Dr. Savo, but while you have me, I will happily be your guinea pig.
Excellent.
Don't say that. Don't.
I have been thinking of actually designing a new spine that will increase the neural transmissions between your brain and the body to increase your reflex. This could actually prove beneficial for combat, as you would have a heightened sense of awareness around you.
That's very interesting. However, I would be quite happy with my original specifications.
Yeah, there was the risk, too, of rendering you an invalid or horribly susceptible to pain. Like even the slightest air molecule touching you would possibly render you unconscious. That was the other fear I had. But yeah, I could make it a normal spine for you.
I want to hear more about that second part.
It would increase your nerve endings to the point where anything would be torturous. Very, very small percentage, of 0.0001, but it is still a possibility.
And how would this compare to a second artificial prosthesis?
Yeah. I could make you just a normal one, another prosthesis, if you wish as well. I am diverse in both synthetic and cybernetics. Just an idea I had. But if I were just to make you a new synthetic base spine, let's call it that, it would just function as your normal one without the need of having to go through procedural maintenance on it every 5 to 10 years. Any damage you receive would be considered just a normal impact to the spine, where prosthetics could have other negative effects. Yeah.
Certainly. Yeah, let's get you that data we need so that we can make an informed decision.
I will pull up a list and provide to the doctor, and I'll give you options for both. And yeah, I can't do anything about color because it's going to be inside of you and no one will see it. If someone does see it, that means you're more likely than dead. But let's hope no one ever has to see it.
Well, in that case, let's make it orange.
Very, very well. Pulls out a notepad, starts writing down orange spinal column.
With racing stripes?
If you wish, sir, I can do that.
Ensign,
Yes,
I'm kidding with you.
so am I. I'm not really typing it down.
But thank you very much for your attentiveness. You are a credit to your position.
Thank you, sir. That's all I have for you guys.
Okay.
So is anyone leaving the room with me?
I don't know, Matic, are you going to linger?
I'm gonna go ahead and get some scans on the robot and check it out to see what I could probably do right now.
I mean, you got 2 momentum already, which is fine. So let's just say you go ahead and scan it. And true to Carruthers' word, it does need some work in its lower half. The articulation of the limbs just isn't right for bipedal balance. It's something you could conceivably do, but it will obviously take some time. I would say this is maybe a weekend project.
All right. Crothers, is the AI or is it still the VI version?
Well, I've been feeding it information. I've been using my own brain to provide it with mapping of consciousness. I've linked a Kurkle inverter to it so it could understand my thought process, letting it understand other species as well, giving it all the information it can, and letting it ask me questions. I have spent 3 days without sleep talking to it. It was quite fascinating.
That's amazing.
Go see the doctor about your not sleep and go talk to the counselor, please. Just do that for me. I'll make it in order if I need to.
I did sleep the other day. This was prior to your visit. It has been a few months since we've had it.
Yeah.
I am capable of my duty, sir. It's just, it was quite fascinating for it to ask questions. It was experiencing curiosity. Felt it right to answer.
Is it dangerous to have the cortical stimulator on to speak to it?
No, that was more or less for it just to map out a brain. The understanding of firing connections between neurons. Basically, I just wanted to show it how we functioned. It was all just transmitting data. It was one way.
Alright, well, at some point, I guess you could try to hook me up and have me talk to it, but I'm planning
If you
on.
like, I could do the procedure on you. It would introduce some mild headaches at first because it has to be installed at the base of the neck and into the brain.
Can it be removed?
No, I should point out that I do have modifications on me, not just the eye. I could put a standard cortical inhibitor on you, but it would just basically just read the thoughts like normal. Well, not thoughts, but patterns. But the connection I have with is a little different.
Because of your other implants and stuff.
Yes.
I mean, is it able to inhabit this body yet?
It looks like it should be able to. I just haven't completed the work on the body yet. I fear that it may not understand it doesn't have the ability to walk. It may panic. I don't know if it will. I just don't want to subject it to that. I'd like to have the body functioning standing. And then we can teach it how to walk.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
He just stands there with a smile on his face.
I mean, if that's it for now, I'll take a look at these scans I took and run some of the numbers, and I'll get back with you on fixing up this body.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
All right. Milan, Janice, Sabo, any of you have anything?
Got nothing. I'm
I
just
don't-
chilling.
Yeah, I don't believe I do. Kicking
I
it
don't have-
Vulcan style down in the med bay.
I don't have anything, no.
Okay, then we.
I am glad that the counselor is back though, because several crew members have come down to sick bay to try to pursue some counseling, and let's just say that it did not go as they intended.
Oh, well, you know.
A Vulcan counselor is not usually. Yeah.
Mr. Doctor, I am sad. Stop being sad. Oh, okay. Yeah, that
Logic
worked. Thank you.
dictates that you should stop being sad.
I mean, that's honestly how it would go. So.
I don't know.
I find your emotions to be illogical.
My attempt at counseling yesterday on the Ophion was pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we just don't speak of that.
I'm still one behind.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun. Anyways, we go back to the bridge, and you are still following in the wake of the rogue planet. And we'll say it's probably about halfway into Alpha Shift at this point. Nothing really is going on so far. As long as you follow behind this planet, all your sensors are kind of directed towards it. However, Hailong does speak up and say, Sir, there's a repeating low-band signal that's coming from a nearby system. It's really, really faint. I mean, I nearly missed it because of the fact that we're scanning the planet constantly and simply because of background radiation, but my best guess is that it could be probably anything from a radio signal to I don't know, a distress beacon of sorts, but it's kind of hard to tell.
What is the distance at warp 3? Or what is the... How far away?
It's about an hour away, sir, at our cruising speed.
Well, we always know where this rogue planet is going to be. Let's go ahead and make a detour.
All right. So, Janice, you, of course, do the thing, and ship moves ever so slightly in a different direction. And Hailong will attempt to scan, so whoever would like to roll for Hailong, go ahead and do Reason plus Science, and the ship will assist with Sensors plus Science. After accounting for your advanced sensors, the difficulty will be a 1.
Let's see. I'll roll for Hailong, and you said Reason plus Science?
Correct.
Okay. Would any of her focuses apply here?
One of them would, yes.
Okay. Since she's married to 2d20.
All right, so there's 1 success already, so the ship succeeds, you get momentum. Who's rolling for the ship?
Wow, don't everybody jump at once. Okay, so
Janice just volunteered.
yeah, I guess. Well, what am I rolling for, Shippy?
Sensors plus Science.
Sensors plus science. Okay, sensors, science, and always focus.
Okay, so no momentum. So
Janice fails at it again.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not allowed to roll for the ship.
Yeah, well,
So,
Wait, but he pilots the ship.
yeah,
We just got a success, right?
yeah, just a single success,
All right.
which is what you
Cool.
need.
2.
All right. So
What was that scan for?
Well, it's what I'm about to tell you. So Hailong attempts a long-range scan of the system in question that the signal is coming from. And she reports, Sir, I think I'm starting to understand why the signal was so weak. There are an inordinate amount of gravitational eddies and anomalies in the area. I mean, this is the Shackleton Expanse. Those sorts of things are commonplace, but if you remember the Enthusian world, sir, how they were kind of shielded from the rest of the Expanse because they had eddies and anomalies everywhere, it's a very similar situation here.
Janice, are you feeling up to it?
of course, sir, I'm all for it.
Take us in. Let's try to keep out of visual range. We don't know what the technological level of this planet is yet.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, Janice, time for you to shine. To get around these eddies and anomalies, this will be a control plus con, assisted by the ship's engines plus con, and the overall difficulty is a 2. And this first task is you charting the anomalies before you actually fly through them.
Control plus con. And would you classify this as an evasive action to avoid it?
I'm going to say no, not for this first one. The first one is purely charting.
Okay.
Is the ship rolling?
Yeah. For the ship, the first roll is actually a computers plus science. And then when he actually engages a flight plan, it'll be engines plus con. All right, so still no momentum. So yeah, Janice, you get the data from Hylong. You begin to chart a course through the anomalies. You're pretty sure you can get the Arcadia in system without any difficulties, but there is the actual part of executing such a flight plan. So once again, another control plus con. The ship is engines plus con at this point, and the difficulty is still a 2.
Now, is my evasive action going to count?
I'll allow it, yeah. Alright, so there's the 2 you need. Does the ship get you momentum? It does not.
Okay, I'm not rolling for the ship no more.
I was about to say, you're both rolling like I am.
Well, it's not like you're rolling 20s. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Janice, you of course masterfully steer the Arcadia through the troubled waters into the system. And I do have a bit of a blurb to read. So,
Hold on.
oh,
As I roll the ship over and avoid these things, I just kind of look over my right shoulder, give Crowley a sly grin as I push buttons without looking at the console.
I'm looking at a data pad reading some stuff.
Oh,
oh dear. Well, you tried. That's what matters.
I tried.
Are we there yet, Captain?
Oh dear. All right, so on the view screen, you see the GSC 942873JQ74 system, of course named by the computer. It's a departure from the normal systems you've encountered thus far in several ways. The first is obviously, if you couldn't guess by the name, this system has been not only uncharted but unobserved. So the name is a computer automatic name for the system. The other thing that really sticks out is that the sun, or the star in system, is a neutron star. And these immensely heavy stars kind of have a escape velocity of 1/3 light speed, or about full impulse. As a result, there is a noticeable time dilation effect on the surrounding space. Good news, though, is that the single planet in system is outside of the dilation effect range. And the planet rates as a Class L planet, though it is closer to that of being a Class Y demon planet. The atmospheric pressure and the gravity of the planet are about 1.5 times that of Earth normal. And while the atmosphere is barely able to support the sparse vegetation you're picking up, your best estimate for operational time on the planet, even in Evo suits, is about 2 hours.
Hylon, can we get a better reading on that transmission?
Of course, sir. Words. Of course, sir. And she runs another scan. I'm going to just give this to you. She says, well, the good news, sir, is that we're not looking at any life on the planet, so we don't have to worry about violating any prime directives. However, I am detecting remnants of what appears to be a crass starship in the northern hemisphere. Interference from the star and the local eddies are making down the type of ship impossible, sir, so it's going to require either an in-person flyby or a actual away team inspection.
Well, we can take the Roddenberry.
Yeah, Commander, assemble an away team. Land if it's in your best judgment. Go ahead and land. But let's see what this is.
Very well. Commander Dramatic,
Medic here.
meet me in the hangar bay. We're going to take the Roddenberry out on a mission.
Who's flying it?
I am.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute.
They hard.
Commander the Doctor,
Dr. Sabo,
meet me in the hangar bay. We're going to take the Roddenberry for a flyby mission.
understood.
See. I wouldn't mind having you come along with me, Council and all, just in case that I might need some telepathy.
Of course.
Janice, I know that you want to fly the Roddenberry, but we need the best hands up here on the ship.
That sounds like commissioned fluff there, sir. Very well.
I didn't know you could read minds.
Or- Phrasing? Question mark?
I'll just give.
I said fluff, not fluffer, you jerk.
I was talking about the best hands on the ship.
Oh, my bad.
I will.
Beautiful.
Let's see. I'll take Los with me for security, and Jess, who do you want to bring?
Where's my engineer dude?
Alon?
Chief. Yeah, Alon.
Yeah,
Okay.
alright.
Alon will come. Oh God, his token is super tiny. Let's fix that.
Oh, it's definitely my kind of token then.
All right. So, you all gather in the Roddenberry, and Crowley, you take her out. And as you descend towards the planet, it is a fairly uneventful planetfall, unless. Go ahead.
You said we had to wear EV suits for this, right?
Correct.
And operational time was 2 hours.
Correct.
Is there a way en route that Alon and I could possibly work on extending that time?
Sure. Why don't you roll me and Alon, you can assist on this.
Yep.
Why don't you both roll me a control plus engineering? We'll make the difficulty a 2.
So, when you say it's approaching a demon class, is it hot or is it like what's like how close is it to Vulcan?
I would say it is extremely hot.
Okay.
Don't demon classes just have like rivers of lava and crap?
Some do, yeah.
There's a planet classification somewhere that I saw. I'll give you a threat for a momentum.
You sure you don't want to use
Or for a
momentum
dice.
for a dice? I mean, I'll take the
Maybe,
threat,
maybe I'm feeling lucky.
okay.
No, alright.
Oh, jeez.
We're all gonna die.
Prototype engineering,
Hmm.
power systems.
I would say power systems could apply because it is the power system of the suit that's going to sustain you. So,
Okay. There's
all right.
3, so we gain
you
a
guys
momentum.
get a momentum. So we'll say Alon and Matic working together, you're able to increase your operational period to about 3.5 hours.
All right.
But yeah. As the Roddenberry kind of breaks cloud cover and begins a flyby inspection of the crash site, it is fairly extensive, and I will actually put you on this map now. It is a fairly extensive crash site. You are seeing all sorts of debris that goes for what is almost a full kilometer. Like, this ship, whatever it was, likely slammed into the planet and then skidded for quite a while. You're not able to determine from visual inspection what the configuration of the ship would be, but you would at least get the sense that there are a few flickering power sources somewhere within the debris field.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have starship expertise as a talent. Is there any way I could try and identify this? Like just taking the scans in and trying to reassemble it? The computer's
I'm going to say not from the Roddenberry. You'd have to do it in person. That's how extensive this is kind of scattered.
Is there a way to scan the metallurgy of the ship to see if it's synonymous with other known species? Then
It is. However, and I'm not doing this to railroad you guys, but there is a reason for it. The metallurgy reports as tritanium and other standard kind of hull component mix. It's not like, say, the difference between a Tholian ship and a Federation ship. This is some sort of alloy that would be on record for standard ship construction, but again, it's not specific enough to kind of figure out what species might have done this on record.
Can I scan for life?
You can indeed scan for life. And I'm going to give this to you free. You are picking up flickering life signs. They're there one moment, they're gone the next. I would say in all probably about 20.
Am I picking up anything?
You're telepathic instead of empathic, if I remember correctly, right?
Correct. Yeah.
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
Am I picking up anything?
No, you are not either.
Gee, if we would have Janice, he might have had Starship expert to figure out what was going on.
Can I scan to see how old the ship is? Like how long it's been crashed here, or just how old the ship is in general?
I will give again. I normally I'd make this an actual question you'd have to spend on, but I'm just gonna give it to you free. The crash site is about a week old.
Commander, do you think they crashed because of the gravitational anomalies, or was this a battle?
Well, let's look for signs of fire damage then. Let's see if there was attacked by anything phaser or disruptor base.
Would you still be doing this from the Roddenberry, or would you have landed it at this point, is the question.
We're still under Roddenberry.
Okay. This is going to be an actual task then. This would be an insight plus security from whoever would like to do the role. Difficulty here is going to be a 3.
Oof.
Guess who has momentum?
Let's see. So my insight's 8, but my security is 4.
See, my insight 10 is 10 and my security's 3.
Yeah, I'm the same with. I'm evil with Nolan.
9 and 2.
So Elon and Matic is good.
I'm here to protect people.
I guess I'll do it. Why not?
Okay. You gonna spend any momentum for extra die?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So that'll be 3d20. And none of my focuses are going to apply here. Site security, 3d20. Yeah.
Unfortunately, no.
Wah wah.
So unless you spend determination, I'll say you do pick up what might be the signs of a battle in space, like obviously some scorch patterns, but you're not able to, well, from this distance in the Roddenberry, you're not able to determine the signature of these scorch marks. Like, disruptors leave an obvious pattern and phasers leave an obvious pattern, but you're not able to figure that out from here.
Right. Yeah, none of my values would apply here, so I won't be able to use my determination. So... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Would the Roddenberry have not assisted since we're scanning it?
I'll allow it, sure. It would be a sensors plus security for the Roddenberry.
Oh boy.
If only the Roddenberry had advanced sensors. Oh boy.
We can put them on later.
Who's rolling for the Roddenberry?
I guess I can. What was the sensor science?
Security.
Hey.
You rolled a 2. All right, so backtracking what I just said.
That should be 2 successes. Oh no, it's science of 0. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, I did sciences of security.
Yeah,
My apologies.
so actually I think you get a momentum. So,
Maybe.
again, backtracking what I just said, you are able to figure out what sort of weapon did this kind of damage.
Okay.
You remember how the Feth had iota radiation beams?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably the Feth.
Commander, it appears that the Feth were probably the ones that did this.
Excellent. Well, let's send that information to the Arcadia so they can keep an eye out.
All right, and I'll relay that information I found to the Arcadia.
I'm gonna find a landing zone relatively close by or on a stable structure where we can just kind of let the ship hover and a back door extend out and barely make contact with anything and just leave it in the hover mode.
After I get reports of that it might be theft, I'm going to send down a request. If possible, collect any data that you can that would be of tactical value against the theft.
Alright.
The theft.
All right.
So the Feth, since this was before your time, were a fairly hostile species from a subspace manifold. The players did a few episodes where they did diplomancy with the Feth. Right now, it's kind of like the Tholians, where it's not like an official alliance or peace or whatever, but you're not shooting at one another, so there's that.
Okay.
But yeah, Crowley, I'm gonna say that you're not able to find a good structure to do the hover thing. So your best bet is going to be to land nearby.
Alright. Yeah, so then I'll go do that.
Okay. So you land, and I'm assuming everyone kind of suits up and heads outside. And yeah, again, as you begin to kind of wander in towards the debris field, you do see plasma fires that are roaring, even though it's still been a week since this thing crashed. The power spikes you picked up could be because of these flames, or they could be coming from something deeper into the crash site. You really don't know at this point.
Alright. Let's look for the closest life sign and head towards it.
Okay. Let's have the doctor roll because he would have the medical tricorder. Go ahead and roll me a reason plus medicine. Difficulty 2.
And would xenobiology come into? I'm assuming no.
It actually would in this case.
Okay. You said. I'm sorry. What am I
reason
rolling?
plus medicine.
Reason medicine. Okay.
All right, so you get a momentum. So you're detecting 2 life signs. One is more stable than the other. It is the only thing is that this one is in the middle of the debris field, so you would have to spend 5 to 10 minutes walking through this thing to get to it. The other one is fluctuating, and it is closer, maybe about a 2-minute walk.
I would probably want to go towards the one that's fluctuating to make sure that it doesn't need medical attention.
Okay.
I'd like to go with the doctor.
Is anyone not going with the doctor?
I think we'd all stick together right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you press forward through the bits of bulkheads and metal plating, and as you approach the fluctuating life sign, I would like everyone to do a insight plus security at difficulty 3. and
Ooh,
we'll
boy.
see if anyone passes. Then I may give you information.
Would my constantly watching talent come into play?
Remind me what that does.
I am looking up now.
I think it's something like whenever you're trying to detect a hazard or hostile enemies, it reduces the difficulty by 1.
That sounds right. I'm almost got it pulled up.
When you attempt when you attempt a task to detect danger or hidden enemies, reduce the difficulty by 1.
Okay, yeah, that would apply here.
So insight security?
Yep.
I don't think any of my focuses would apply, though.
All right, so Crowley doesn't notice anything. Milan does not. Los
Oh,
rolls a
jeez.
complication.
Oh boy.
Los is thinking of Victus.
But it was easier for me, so, you know, might still be a success.
Yeah, Matic gets 2, but it is 3 we're looking for here. I think that just leaves Alon.
Sorry, I was coughing. You're rolling what and what?
Insight and security. And the
Insight.
difficulty is a 3, so if you want to spend momentum.
Security. Yeah, I'll take a momentum to roll with the second dice.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Oh,
Wow,
God.
complication.
You do have one more die, though, if you spent a momentum.
Yeah, but unless unless we're crit fishing for another complication, it's not going to help him. So yeah, I'm going to say.
What's the worst?
I'm going to say that because none of you got the 3 successes, you're not going to notice it until you are literally on top of the life sign that the doctor is detecting, and as you begin to kind of fish out the body from a pile of metal, like you're picking up bits of metal, moving it aside, etc. It's very startling when you remove kind of the last paneling, and you're looking at half a Borg drone.
Oh. Commander Crowley to Arcadia.
Captain here?
Scan for Borg.
Repeat?
Scan for Borg.
Pylon.
All right. Hailong runs the scan and says, I am not detecting any Borg in the area, sir.
I want you back in 10 minutes for a report.
Understood. Okay, let's move to the other sign. Everyone adjust your phasers to alternate frequencies. And if you see one, don't hesitate to shoot.
Does the life sign that I'm picking up, does it seem to be the same biological signature as the one that we just... Meaning, can I tell that they're more Borg signs?
This one is not giving off the indications that it's Borg. This is something else.
As we're going over to this life sign, I'm going to keep my telepathy open, see if I pick up anything.
I would say both you and Crowley would be picking up some form of annoyance or discontent.
The thing that we discovered, the half-Borg body, is it still alive?
It is in the process of dying. It is kind of twitching, and the mechanical bits are whirring, but it is definitely going to die within the next hour, no problem.
Is there any indication of what species this was before the assimilation?
It is actually a Romulan of all things.
Sir, do you want me to put this thing out of its misery?
No, it's probably not perceiving us as a threat right now. If we were to destroy it, it might transmit that there's hostiles nearby.
Okay,
Let's
sir.
leave it.
All right.
All right, let's head to the next life sign.
Okay. So, because you know it's Borg at this point, it's probably not a huge surprise when you come across a intact corridor, and it's pretty much what you see in the shows. You're seeing green and black everywhere. You're seeing a few alcoves that are intact, thankfully with no drones in them. And what really catches your attention, though, is that kind of at a junction, there is a myriad of force fields. And inside is an alien creature that you've definitely not seen before and is not on record. So it's pretty large, probably about 9 feet tall. It's bipedal in nature. It has digigrade feet that end in 2 claws. Its arms are kind of long and covered in spikes with a small gap in the flesh closer to the shoulder joint. Naturally, the creature is hunched over, meaning its head is about level with the center of its chest. And a myriad of tentacles kind of make up its maw, and there are several red tendrils that trail back over the creature's back. And there are 3 green orbs that serve as these creatures' eyes, and they all kind of lock on you immediately. And I actually have a handout for this.
Oh boy.
Where's the handout? There's the handout. That's about what you're looking at right now.
Well, look at that.
Oh, he's pretty.
Hi, friends.
He looks friendly.
Of note,
I
he
just
does
kinda-
not have the weapon, so
Okay.
he is disarmed.
You mean that's not part of his biology?
It is not.
I'll look between Commander and Milan. Is he friendly?
I'm detecting annoyed thoughts from it, so I'm not sure if that's necessarily from us or another thing where it is.
You're pretty sure it's this thing, whatever it is.
Okay.
In fact, when it looks at you, it kind of... There's almost like an exasperation as it looks at you. But you're not really detecting any coherent language or emotions beside that.
Okay.
How is the force field being powered now? Do we see anything that could be powering it nearby or picking up scans?
You would pick up scans that there are several power nodes nearby. I would say about 3 in all.
Let's do another scan for Borg signatures.
Okay. Are you going to do this from a medical perspective or a security perspective? Because it does matter who does the role, I suppose.
Can I try to bullshit something?
And I will always listen to bullshit.
All right. I mean, after 2 scans of them us not picking up any Borg signatures, I want to see if I can pick up if they're transmitting on a different frequency than typical Borg.
I see. I'm going to make that a reason plus engineering. I'm going to make the difficulty a 2.
While he's doing that, I just want to remind myself, what was the medical status of our eldritch friend here?
He seems to be intact. He doesn't seem to be sporting any wounds, but you have not medically scanned him yet.
But he's standing and...
Glaring at you, yes.
Quantum mechanics or alien engineering?
I'll give you alien engineering.
I want to pet
Oh,
him and
fuck.
cuddle him and squeeze him and call him George.
So, yeah, Matic, the complication is, due to the heat of the planet, your tricorder is broken.
I just throw it at the nearest Borg body.
It does clunk off of it, and it just falls to the ground.
Lieutenant, that seems like an unreasonable response.
I'm very unreasonable. I'm human.
I mean, I couldn't do it, but would someone like to initiate conversation with this fellow?
I will, sure.
Okay.
This thing is behind a force field, right?
It is basically in a cube of force fields, and you are in a rectangular junction that goes all around this force field.
Okay.
Well, while the counselor is doing that, I will do some discrete medical scans.
Okay. Let's handle the scans first, because that might color your conversation.
Okay.
This would be another reason plus medicine. I am going to spend some threat here and make the difficulty a 3.
Okay, and xenobiology again would come into play.
Oh, yeah.
Focus. Okay.
Do you want to use a momentum?
Yeah, I'll spend a momentum.
Okay.
So difficulty 3.
Yep. Okay, so I get to do a little bit of biobabble myself.
Yeah.
So, success on this reveals that this creature's isoboramy neurotransmitters are inverted, and that its nucleopeptide membrane contains a large amount of sodium and hydroxylapate, causing it to reject the standard Borg implants. So, this is a creature that is either resistant or is immune to standard Borg assimilation protocols. Oh, and there's some tachyons too, but, you know, who cares about tachyons?
Los, Alan, Medic, go find those power nodes and destroy them.
Okay. And DM, if this turns out to be the assimilated version of George, I'm gonna have some issues.
Okay, I am going to very slowly walk up, basically almost right against the cube,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to see if this thing is telepathic first. I'm going to reach out my telepathy and say, "Are you hurt?"
You get no response from the creature.
Okay. Then verbally this time, "Are you hurt?"
It kind of cocks its head a little bit to the side, and then it speaks in a language which is very similar to Cthulhu mythos. So
Okay, fun.
I'm not even going to attempt to do that because I will butcher it horribly. But yeah, it is basically some sort of eldritch language.
And obviously that isn't put through universal translators.
Oh yeah, Universal Translator is like, what the hell is this?
Okay. Huh.
Counselor,
Yes.
open up a communications to the Arcadia so Hailong and Sin can listen in.
Sure, and I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. So back up on the Arcadia. Once a channel is established, Sin does begin work on translating the creature's speech, but as she reports to the captain, it's probably going to take a couple hours, sir.
So basically, when it cocked its head to the side, was like basically out of curiosity, almost like a dog would, or
That you don't know.
okay.
Do our translators still have the Cavian language in them with that uses the tachyon burst?
You mean the Opterans?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you'd still have that on record.
Commander, could we try the Opteron language? It's a tachyon language, and there appears to be some tachyons on this alien.
Very well, we'll give that a try. Lon?
All right. What would you try to say using the Opteron method?
Oh, jeez. Is there a reason that you're in this cube?
Okay.
Let's keep it simple.
So you asked that question, and of course your tricorder emits tachyons that would correspond with an Opteron should one be in the area. And it's pretty much the same thing as before. Creature does not react or respond to the message.
Commander,
Of course.
perhaps we could give some sort of physical demonstration showing that we are in no way allied with the Borg. Perhaps some sort of aggressive move towards some Borg technology.
Hearing this idea, Matic pulls out his knife and just acts like he's stabbing one of the Borg.
Okay.
And then he had thumbs. He still has a thumbs up while he's doing it.
That was not quite what I had in mind, but crude, but hopefully effective.
What about freeing the creature?
Freeing the creature would involve the disable of the 3 points, the 3 nodes.
The mental image of you stabbing the Borg with a thumbs up is amazing, by the way.
Yes, it is quite. If there were fan art, this would be a fan art moment.
It's so difficult to be a Vulcan because the part of me is just like, yeah, that's awesome. But I have to.
Is that
He's
something
like-
that you could do at like the Las Vegas Star Trek experience?
I have no idea. That sadly they shut that down a while ago.
2008.
Yeah. Luckily, I got
wish
to
I
go
could've-
before it shut down, but that's a story for another time. Yeah.
Does it react in any way to me doing this?
It does kind of shift so that it's directly looking at you, but it again does not really. Well, I guess it says something in its Eldritch language, but again, it does not translate. So whether or not it's approval, dismay, any other emotion, you have no idea.
I was
Am I
waiting
still
for the laugh.
Okay.
Am I still picking up the same, basically, like, emotional thoughts from it, just annoyance, or...
Yeah, it's not thrilled that it's here.
Okay.
I'm going to just get a hold of Alon, Matic, and Lus. Like, find those nodes, disable them, destroy them. We need to bring down these force fields.
Matt. Okay.
Aye, sir.
Is there a way that I can roll to see what my human instincts are telling me about this creature?
In what
Like-
way? I guess I'm curious.
I guess like if you've ever been like out by yourself or like out in the woods or even around other people, I guess like internally like you feel fine. Like sometimes you feel fine, nothing's wrong, you don't pick up anything, but
Mhm.
other times there's like that sense of something's gonna go wrong.
Kind of a sense of impending doom, then.
Yes.
I think you have had that since you discovered that there were Borg and that this is a Borg crash site. I would say it does not really. You don't get that vibe from this creature. You're probably more concerned with the fact that a parade of Borg drones could show up at any minute.
Ensign Los will similarly say, if we tack these security protocols, we would be summoning the drones as we've announced ourselves as a hostile threat.
Or we can overload our phasers, put them in the phaser banks, and as soon as they blow, all of us transport back to the Roddenberry.
Can we get a transporter lock through this shield?
No, you cannot. And in fact, those of you with working tricorders, as you kind of test the area, get a feel for it, the corridor you are in is dampened by a similar force field, so you cannot transport out of this corridor.
Well, crap. I'm gonna try one other thing just to see what the reaction is. I'm just gonna put my hand directly up against the force field and just see what happens.
The creature shifts its attention from Matic to you, and it again says something that is untranslatable.
Well,
A bit longer this time, but still untranslatable.
I guess all we can really do is wait here and see if we get anything from those translators, see if we can understand its speech.
So, almost as if this is a perfect opportunity for dramatic tension. It is at this point that Los, since I would assume you being the ranking security officer on the mission, you'd be running continual scans. You are detecting 5 life signs, Borg life signs, approaching this corridor.
Commander, I have 5 Borg incoming.
How close are you guys to disabling those nodes?
Can we just blast them?
I mean, you could, but we would go into initiative order. We're not on initiative quite yet.
Can't beam out. We have a creature strapped in here who apparently might hate the Borg as much as we do. Could be
If we
helpful.
can- Yeah.
I say we see what he can do.
Agreed. Destroy those nodes.
Zap.
All right, that is going to put us in initiative order, though. So let me add all of you. Let me add our lovely friend. And then I need to put the Borg tokens on the turn order, but not actually on the map quite yet. All right, so which one of the players is going to act first?
I'm going to prepare to. I'm going to use my minor action, and I'm going to prepare to fire whenever someone else fires.
Okay.
So we can have 2 people fire at once.
All right. So,
I'll zap a glowing square.
say again?
I'll zap a thing.
Okay. I'm not going to have you guys roll to actually hit it, but I will have you roll the challenge die for your phasers. I mean, because if you can't hit a stationary target from 5 feet away, then we have problems.
You're a stormtrooper.
Yep.
I still have my disruptor pistol from the mirror game. I need to look up stats real quick.
Phaser type 2, I believe, is 3 challenge die, plus your security.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to. Unless that destroys it, I'm going to spend a momentum and reroll all those zeros.
Yeah, I would recommend doing so.
There you go.
All right, so Los has
Oh my
zero
God.
issue in destroying the node that he has found. It goes up in a burst of sparks and sparking metal. Matic, your node, when you fire upon it, the phaser seems to do less damage, almost as if the Borg are already adapting to your phaser fire. And it is about this time that 5 Borg drones begin to peer at opposite ends of the corridor. So again, if you want to imagine this kind of box that you're in, there's 4 corridors leading off like a square. And from each of them, there's at least 1 drone. And I can put these guys on the token layer. So to kind of describe the tokens as they are named, so there are 2 silver tokens. Those are 2 medical drones. There's 1 gold token. That is a tactical drone. Or a technical drone, sorry. And then the uncolored tokens are 2 tactical drones. And they are going to go, since it is their turn. One of the tactical drones happens to go first. And it is going to spend its action. And I have to double check combat here to make sure I can do this. It can move up to medium, I believe. Yes, it can go up to medium. So the first drone to act is going to, kind of round the corner. And approach one of you. Not quite in range for an attack, but it will get closer to... Let's see who's the lucky winner. Crowley is the lucky winner.
Oh, joy.
So that one gets closer. Up next is one of the PCs. Whichever one of you would like to go next.
I'll go.
Okay?
Can't remember which effect for phasers ignores resistance. Is that penetration?
Piercing.
Piercing, that's right. I'm going to pull out my phaser and use my minor action to charge it so it does piercing.
Okay.
And I'm going to fire at the tactical drone that's right near Crowley.
Okay. That is a control plus security. Difficulty 2.
Alrighty. No focuses.
Yep, you get a momentum. And
Awesome.
then, go ahead and roll me some damage.
Let's see, and then for type 2 phaser, which is what I'd have on me, what's the damage dice for that?
3 plus your security.
Okay, so that's 6 challenge dice. Oh, well.
You can re-roll those zeros if you spend the momentum you just got.
Do you guys mind if I do so?
Go ahead.
Alright. So I'll re-roll 4 challenge dice. Ah,
Alright, so that is piercing 2, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so you shoot the drone. Oh, go ahead.
I think it's 6. It's 2 per effect.
Is it? Well, let's double check. Yes, you are correct. So you shoot the drone, and good news, it does not put up that sort of I am immune force field. Bad news, it just kind of hits the drone, and the drone's still kicking.
Like so basically just takes it?
Yeah, it just takes it. It doesn't seem to even care.
Cool. Alright.
But up next is actually one of the medical drones. And again, I will roll for who's the lucky winner. Well, Crowley, you're super popular today. So we'll just put him in line.
Janice is going to get to pilot the run very soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yes! Sir, I will
do
serve
any
when
of
you
them
all my guns jammed.
Do any of them start talking about Victus?
No, they do not. They haven't said a single thing. They are just sort of ominously and wordlessly advancing on you. Yeah.
I like how he's listening.
Which one of you wants to go next?
Question.
Oh, hold on. For some reason, you guys are on the turn order twice. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Because we're awesome.
Let me fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who am I missing? Is anyone not seeing themselves on the turn order?
I'm seeing myself.
I see myself twice.
There's only 6 of us in the game.
Crowley's on it twice.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Very bottom.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, okay, there we go. There was an extra Crowley. All right, we should be good now.
I want to use my intel thing to create an advantage.
And what would that advantage be?
I bought my shotgun.
Oh.
I think technically the advantage you create as an intelligence officer has to relate to an intelligence port you may have read in the past. So I don't know that would mean you could bring your shotgun along.
Okay.
You have a shotgun?
Yeah. We had a fear of a Borg showing up one episode.
Nice.
Okay, then what I'm going to do is... How many of those nodes are still left, and are they in view?
There are 2 nodes left. One Matic is already damaged, but you're not seeing that one. The one closest to you is one of the undamaged ones.
I am going to take my turn to aim and fire at that.
All right. Again, good news. You can hit a stationary target. So go ahead and just roll me some challenge die.
Type 2 phaser, 7.
All right, so this one, you, much in similar fashion to Los, you cause another shower of sparks as the second power node is disabled. And already you guys can see that the force fields around the creature are beginning to fluctuate. And the creature is kind of, I would say, bulking up, like it's getting into a more defensive posture. But it's also kind of saying something again in its language that's not translating. But it's not free yet.
And so is it a free action to communicate?
It is, as long as you're not going to give me like a Shakespeare monologue.
Alright. Crowley to Captain.
Yes, Captain here.
We've encountered the Borg.
Understood.
And yeah, that's all I'm going to do. That's my turn.
Alrighty.
Janice is going to start bringing, or I'm going to have Janice bring the Arcadia much closer.
Okay. Up next is going to be the technical drone. Again, we see who's our lucky winner. Oh, Crowley.
Jesus.
Crowley. You're super popular today.
Is there something you're not telling us, Crowley?
He's having an out of game thing come up. He's just really busy.
Oh, I was gonna say, what do you do with the queen? Get drunk one night or something, or?
Oh man.
Who's next? We got Sabo, Nalan, and Neelan. Or Nalan and Alan. God, that's good.
There you go.
We have you three left.
Oh, we really need to fuse those two in a transporter accident.
Screw it. I'm going to. Can I see the last power node?
You could spend your movement to get there, yes.
Okay, so that'll be my minor action to move there.
Okay.
Then, sure, yeah, I'm gonna fire at that.
All right, go ahead and roll me challenge die.
All right.
All right, that actually is enough that the force fields will fall, and I will actually put him in initiative order.
Yeah.
So,
Just
he's
depends
gonna
on which side he
go.
falls.
Yeah, he's gonna go before the Borg do, and what he's going to do is he is going to walk over to. Hold on, where's it? My notes. Yes. So the creature walks over to what looks on the surface. Looks to be some form of storage space, and the creature kind of punches through it and kind of rips off a chunk of the wall. And inside, you see the rifle that was in the art I showed you. And it picks up its rifle, and it aims it at one of the drones that is approaching Crowley. But that takes its entire action to do that. And up next is the remaining two drones, or at least one of them anyway. We'll say the medical drone that hasn't moved yet. And, just because Crowley is there and is obviously the biggest threat in the freaking place, just 4 drones are coming towards you. And it is the player's turn again. Either Nalan or Alan.
I just
having visions of Victus.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, the GM's rolling a D1.
Either that or RNGesus hates him.
Yep.
Oh man.
Do you want to do anything, Alon? Because I'll go again if.
Oh, no, wait, Nalan, you already went. So it's
that's
Sabo
true.
and Alan.
Well,
Go ahead, Sabo. Let's see what you got.
With my Type 1 phaser, awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can nerve pinch
A drone?
Drone?
drone. I don't know.
I think they're... Yeah, they got
Yeah.
machines, so they're immune.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess I'll. Yeah, the doctor's gonna start kicking some ass. Hopefully,
All
I'll
right,
go ahead and
which-
start. I'll go ahead and blast one of the drones that are going towards the commander.
Well, there are
Did-
4 of them, so would you hit
Did-
anyone in particular?
Didn't he already injure one? Or not injure
Yes, he injured this first one.
one? All right, I'll take a blast at that one to
All
try
right,
to help.
control security, difficulty 2. All right, so again, unless you spend some determination here to reroll, unfortunately, your shot goes wide, and it just harmlessly impacts the wall behind the drone.
Typical.
Yep. And then finally, the remaining tactical drone is probably going to go for Crowley, but you know. All right, thank God, it's going for someone else. It is going to go for Alan. All right, and then finally we have your turn, Alan, and then we have a fresh initiative turn.
Well, you know, as the crusty old enlisted guy in this group, I would have defended my commander. But since there's 5 of them shooting him, he's pretty much dead, so screw him, and I'm going to save myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to blast this fool in his face. So, control and security.
Mm-hmm.
Watch me fail at it. It's gonna be amazing. Everybody stand by. And of course, he doesn't have anything to shoot with because he sucks at this. And he's gonna submit anyways.
There.
And
Nope.
Wow.
That is another whiff.
wow, we're all gonna die.
There we go. That should be better.
Are the Borg between us and the exit to this corridor? Can we start making a fighting retreat?
The corridor nearest to Crowley is clogged with drones, but the other three, well, the other two, because there is one going after Alon. Yeah, there are two other open areas, corridors you could run through. However, because we are in a fresh turn, it is time for the Borg to go first. And the drone that has been shot at once is going to get in range of Crowley and will attempt an attack with its assimilation tubules.
Oh.
Good news. It rolled a complication, so it is an opposed melee roll. So go ahead and roll a daring plus security. Difficulty is 1, and you want to roll better than a 1.
Hand-to-hand combat, Krav Maga.
Yep. Yeah,
Hey.
so you actually get 2 momentum from that. So yeah, Crowley, you easily step out of the way of the Borg's kind of arm thrust and kind of knock it to the side, and you are unharmed. And that makes it either the players or the alien creature can go. It's up to you guys.
Doesn't he get the roll for being success in the melee?
Oh, yes, you're right. You can make a melee damage attack against the drone if you so wish.
Oh, yes. I so wish it.
He so wishes. Yeah.
Okay. You punch it. Drone doesn't seem to give a single shit.
Pow. Right into kisser.
Yeah, it just it's one of those stoic, where it doesn't even flinch. It just continues to stare at you in that impassive, ominous Borg way.
May I would like an opportunity to do something next, if that's okay.
No, sure, go ahead. What is
Sure.
Los doing?
I'm going to use my minor action to charge my phaser for the area effect, and I think I'd like to use my determination, no stranger to violence,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to aim the area effect at the 3 that have not yet approached Crowley.
Okay, so these
and I
three here.
believe if I get an effect, I can also hit the one at Crowley because that's within close range of the others. Correct?
Double checking. That is correct.
Okay, I am going to spend 1 threat because that lets me reroll my dice and get rid of any complications. So I'm going to buy a 3rd die with threat because I
Okay.
have bold. Okay.
So with determination spent, that means you get 3 momentum, and thus you would affect 3 targets. Next, let me make sure. Is it
On an
additional
effect.
target? Yeah. So you don't have to worry about it affecting Crowley. I just want to make sure it didn't say like every creature or something.
It does say if you get a complication, it can.
Yeah, and you didn't roll a complication, so you're fine. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
Oh my god.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So, what happens is Los, proving that he is the person you want on an away mission with a phaser ready to protect you. He aims at the group of the 3 drones, and with a masterful display of marksmanship, he releases sort of a wide beam phaser blast that strikes all 3 drones, and simultaneously all 3 fall. Let me make sure. is this a lethal attack or a non-lethal attack?
I had not considered it, and I should have told you beforehand. I was also considering using some momentum to get through resistance, although I think with 10, I might be fine.
With a 10, you're fine.
I think I have to go for lethal because otherwise they adapt to the frequency.
Well, they
and I know that
adapt.
does give you
Okay.
that'll give you threat if I go lethal though.
It'll give me 1 threat for going lethal, but I will say that the difference is stunning the Borg means that they could conceivably adapt and get right back up. Lethal will put them down.
I have no love for the Borg, and I actually feel like I'm doing the assimilated a service, so I will go lethal.
All right, so in that case, all 3 of these drones are immediately blasted on their ass and are out of combat. So let me remove.
Is the one on Crowley not also affected?
Yes.
I got 3
Hold on.
effects.
I gotta deal with these 3 first. So yes, this one too is also out of combat. However, because you did injure a drone, you injured 4 actually. I get to roll 4 challenge die to see if the remaining Borg adapts. And unfortunately, yes, the tactical drone does adapt to this. So it is now completely immune to that type of ranged weapon. So you're using a phaser, yeah?
Yep.
That means everyone's phaser no longer affects the Borg.
Thanks, Los.
Which is unfortunate because that is going to be the Borg's turn, and it is going to...
I want to spend my determination so I can go.
Okay.
I was gonna.
And I want to close distance with it.
Well, we do have 5 momentum. We can just spend 2 to keep the initiative.
Oh. I thought it was well, no, because it's second round now, right? So we can't do that.
Yeah,
It just costs us momentum.
Yeah, you can't do quick to action, but it does cost 2 momentum if you want to retain the initiative.
I want to do that then.
Okay. Sorry, I
Momentum.
probably should have let you do that before I said anything.
Say I want to close the distance.
Okay.
I'm going to do my determination for 2 automatic successes.
Okay.
And going to use my value of no stranger to violence.
Okay.
I'm going to activate my Star-Crossed medal.
Mm-hmm.
So my success range goes from a 4 to an 8.
Oh my god.
And
Jeez.
hand to hand, I'm going to try and rip out any tubes I see to disable it, blind it, just destroy it.
Okay. Well, go ahead, because it is a daring plus security. Difficulty
And,
1, and you're already at 2 successes.
And what else can I use the momentum for?
There is a
can
handy
I-
chart and handouts.
Can I spend 2 momentum to create an advantage for Crowley?
No, unfortunately, because that would
I
just
use
turn.
my
Crowley, did you use your minor action yet?
His minor
no.
would be to move to the drone.
A move? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Could I use my advantage to help myself beat this drone to senseless?
How would it relate to a intelligence report?
Intelligence information on Rogue drone and their design, weak points.
Sure, I'll let it happen.
Sweet. So what will that do for me then?
So basically, that just makes the difficulty for you a difficulty 0.
Oh my god.
So just go ahead and roll, because we do need to see if you get complications.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Would you look
god.
at that? So let's roll for the Borg, see how many successes it gets. Okay, so good news, you are able to Krav Maga the drone. However, I'm going to say that the complication will mean something depending on the damage you roll. So yeah,
Alright.
go ahead and roll me your unarmed damage, because you do have more successes than it. You do seem to do a small amount of stagger, like the drone does kind of stagger a little bit, but it again just kind of sits there stoically, and it's hard to tell whether or not you really did anything.
As long as it's looking at me now. That's all I care about.
It might. I'm gonna roll for it. So it sees Alon in front of it, and it sees Crowley, who just attacked it. And it's going to continue going for Alon. And it will kind of move up into range. Again, try its tubular attack. All right, Alon, you need to roll me 2 successes on melee, or you're getting tubed.
Great.
That, again, would be a daring plus security on your part.
Take momentum.
Daring.
Do you want
plus
momentum along?
security. Yes. Okay, so it'd be 2. And let's go ahead and do a momentum for 3. And you don't have any real skills, you NPC nice guy. And
hey, you get the 2 you needed. So yes, Alon, you, in a similar fashion to Crowley, are able to avoid the drone's arm thrust, and you can indeed roll some unarmed damage against it.
all right. Let's see. It is fitness.
It is 1 plus your security.
Oh, yeah, challenge dice. Okay, 1 plus security.
Mm-hmm.
4. Challenge dice. Number of dice. Ooh. Just like I
you punch
expected.
it, and your hand hurts. Again,
For the first time ever, we saw what we think is a Borg laugh.
Pretty much, yeah.
Can he move away from it as a minor?
He could, yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna step back as far as I can go.
All right, you can go up to medium range, so I could put the drone like here.
Yeah. Make him work for it. No freebie shit.
So up next is your alien friend.
Let's go.
Your lovely new
George
assistant. He is going to aim his weapon at the drone, and he's going to fire. And although it's a very impressive blast that he fires, you would immediately be able to tell that this is a projectile-based weapon. Unfortunately, the projectile misses. Good melee, though, roll. If he had been melee, that would have been great.
Can I spend 2 momentum to melee to attack the drone?
It would be someone's turn. It would be the player's turn again, so you wouldn't have to spend momentum to get there.
I thought our alien friend moved on our turn.
No, he goes on his own separate turn.
Oh. Never mind then.
But it is the player's turn, so I believe we have Alon, Neelon, Sabo, and Matic that have not gone yet.
Yeah, Matic will go.
Go, Matic.
Okay.
He pulls out he reaches in his back, pulls out his knife, just charges the drone. He's going to try to stab it repeatedly.
Go ahead and roll me your melee attack.
Please give a thumbs up while you stab it.
So, it's a Borg.
Aw.
It's alien technology.
No.
Would I know where to stab it so my focus can apply?
You may not use alien technology to stab a Borg.
You tried.
I mean, it is an Orion knife. It is an Orion knife.
No.
So that is also...
No. I appreciate the attempt, but no.
A knife is one of the oldest pieces of technology.
Yeah.
Determination for 2 successes, no stranger to violence.
I think everyone has that. It's, All right.
I'm a counselor. I don't have
Okay,
that math.
fine. Nothing better than practical experience. I'll use that one.
All right, so you're already at 2 successes on your melee.
I'm going to give you 6 threat for 5 dice.
Oh my god.
And this is how the commander dies.
Security, not engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure alien engineering technology doesn't apply?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
So that is 6 successes in melee. You're probably at maxed momentum. You are actually 2 floating momentum. And yeah, would you go ahead and roll some challenge die to see how well you stab the drone?
All right. This is a lethal attack because it does have the deadly quality.
Okay, so 7 threat.
And it's 1 plus 1, which is 4. I'm gonna
Oh.
reroll those zeros.
Okay,
Alright.
probably a good idea.
It has vicious 1, so every effect is an extra damage. So 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'm going to say you stab it pretty damn well. You leave some nasty gashes and kind of disable some of the whirring bits of technology that are present on the drone. However, it does not go down, despite its injuries, which is a problem because, that means the Borg is still up. And
Might I offer?
Nope, go ahead.
Do we still have 1 floating momentum that is going to go away?
You have 2 floating momentum.
He used 1 to reroll. Plus 1 damage?
Hold on. Yeah, I can either. Did you ever find that chart? I can't remember.
Which chart are you referring to?
The ground combat chart. I thought you said you were going to share it with us.
It should be under
Oh,
handouts.
combat participants.
Yeah, it should be under handouts.
Yeah, you can just add a bonus damage for 1 momentum each.
Can I do? I have 2 floating momentum.
Mm-hmm.
No, you used 1.
Or you can just get rid of 2 resistance.
Oh, can I just do a swift task and attack again? It
I'm
would
going
just
to
be an
say
extra difficulty.
you could. Yeah, I'll let it happen. Sure.
Does the Borg get their attack, though?
The Borg, because this is all melee, the Borg will get to go. Well, if you fail your melee and it succeeds more than you do, it does hit you.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna give you more threat
Okay.
Oh my god.
for another full 5 dice.
Okay.
Jeez. Okay.
Hey, look, I'm trying to win. Like he
Well,
can spin the threat later.
This lovely threat you just gave me is going to go straight to increasing the difficulty in the complication range.
Okay, what is it?
The complication range is now its maximum, so 16 to 20. The difficulty is going to shoot up 2 to difficulty 3. And yeah, let's see what happens for you.
What's the worst that can happen?
Oh.
Well, you could roll complication.
2 complications. Because
Yeah,
that first
2
one's a 19 also.
complications. All right, so
And it's 3 successes, so.
You got any saved milestones?
yeah, so let's see.
I don't. Can I challenge a value to gain my point of determination back to re-roll those? Actually, not. If he's not going to roll that well.
Well,
Unless you're gonna roll
because
more
you
dice
got
for it.
2 complications, I'm going to say he will hit you. That the increased difficulty, since you were rolling at a 3, and you only got the 3 successes you needed, and he's rolling at a 1, and he got the 1, because of those complications, he is going to actually hit you.
Can I challenge a value to get my point of determination back and re-roll those 2 zeros?
It would depend on the value.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I'm trying to do this solo because
Nah.
emotions cannot dictate actions.
I mean, if you were like screaming epitaphs at it, like "Why did you kill my wife?" I might let it happen, but I'm gonna say no to that one too. All right, well, let's roll damage. Let's see what happens.
Oh, jeez.
So, here's some fun stuff. So, last I checked, Matic, you don't have any resistance on you, correct?
Our EV
Suits.
suits give us 1 resistance.
All right, well, there you go. In that case, I am going to spend some more threat here to make this actually hurt you. So you go in for a second melee attack, trying to follow up on your previous movements and slashes. Unfortunately, either the EV suit restricts your movement to the point where it's not as easy, or the Borg drone has simply managed to read your movements. Either way, the drone kind of easily blocks your attack and comes in with its right arm and injects you with its assimilation tubules. So, to let you know what this all involves. So, because it is a intense weapon, and I have to make sure I tell you the right thing here, so give me one moment. Where
Is there a way I could challenge one of my values to get in front of him?
No. This has happened already. So the intense effect on this is the cost to avoid an injury goes up by 1 for each effect rolled. So it would cost you 4 momentum to avoid the injury. Deadly doesn't come into play here. Debilitating. If someone were to perform first aid on you, the difficulty would be increased by 1. And the special rules are that, regardless of whether or not you avoid the injury, you are still going to have nanomachines in your bloodstream, and that does mean things for future scenes. So the question becomes, do you avoid the injury, or do you take the injury?
So it's going to cost what? 4 to avoid the injury?
4 momentum, yes.
I mean,
I'd personally say spend it, because this could be bad.
Yeah, it would be a deadly injury. Or a lethal injury. So if we don't get you by the end of the scene, that would be bad.
Yep.
yeah, I'll spend it.
Okay. So you're still going to be up, but you are still in the process of being assimilated. So just to let you know, at the beginning of each scene, from now on until you're treated, it is 1 to threat for each scene we go through. And in order to get rid of the nanoprobes, it is a control plus medicine at difficulty 4, and this must be performed in a sickbay. This cannot be field medicined.
Does the Borg ship technically have a sick bay on it?
No. Borg ships don't have anything resembling a sickbay. They're all
Not even
simulation.
Not even something like Carruthers' lab?
No. As far as I know, Borg ships are pretty much just
Catwalks.
yeah, they're just a bunch of God, what are they called? Regeneration tubes, or not tubes, stations, and power conduits and force fields. They don't have like any science on their vessels as far as I'm aware.
They have assimilation labs, not de-assimilation labs.
Exactly. Okay, so that was all Maddox's turn. And I am going to put a red mark on Maddox before I forget. So I am going to again spend some threat to give the drone another turn. The drone, seeing that it has already gotten 1 person, is going to roll for who it goes up to next.
I'm next to him, too.
I know. Why did I roll a
Well, I'm
d20? I
back
wanted a
away.
d5. Hey,
I like that
Los.
result better.
Yeah, hey, Los, you are a lucky winner.
Yes.
So, Los, the drone comes
What do
up
I
to
get?
you.
Oh,
And you are, again, attempted to be tubed. All right, you need to roll me 3 successes or more in order to not be tubed.
all right. I would like to use. I'd like to give you just one threat.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do anything with it. I just want to give it to you.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna buy a third die.
Okay.
He's like Scrooge McDucking over there with all those threat tokens,
I know, right?
swimming in them.
Hey, look at that.
I will not re-roll any of those dice.
Yeah. So, yeah, Los, you actually do get a melee attack against this drone.
Okay, it's base 1 damage. Is that right?
Yep, base 1 plus your security.
And if I were going for lethal instead, I would get less momentum back.
If you did a lethal attack, it actually would increase the difficulty and the Borg would actually succeed. So, unfortunately, you can only do non-lethal.
Okay.
I mean, unless you want to get tubed, in which case, sure.
No, that's okay. I'll roll dice.
Okay. Okay.
I believe the effect is for knockdowns.
Yeah, but it has resistance to knockdown, so would you
Okay.
like to re-roll those zeros?
What do you guys think? We've only got one momentum.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, it's not like you can roll a complication on challenge die.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Or I could use that momentum to get 2 resistance off.
Let me
That's
know.
more guaranteed. And these guys do have at least a little bit of resistance, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the resistance instead. That's guaranteed 2 extra damage.
Okay. Any other modifiers on this attack? You can spend threat to do more to it.
See, do I know how much resistance they have?
Nope.
5 would be enough for an injury if there's no uncancelled resistance. Let's do 1 threat to reroll those 2 zeros.
Okay. All right. Well, that one is just what I was trying to get you guys to roll. So, Los, if you want to describe how the drone goes down, it's not dead, it is down. So, how would you flavor this?
So he's coming at me with his like arm with all the things in it.
Yeah, the claw.
I just kind of like put that under like one arm and lock it in place, and then I reach up for like the cortical stimulator and I pull that out.
Okay.
So he's not dead. It's just he's gonna be having a bad headache or something.
Yeah. So the drone does kind of begin twitching violently and falls to the ground, convulsing. And for the moment, you guys are out of combat. But you do not know how long the one drone is going to be down, or if it's going to get back up at all.
Also,
Crowley to Arcadia.
Captain, here we are overhead in orbit.
7
Can I-
beam out.
Can I get Matic out to do an emergency transport straight to sickbay?
Yes, you could, but you would have to leave the corridor. Because remember, the force fields around the corridor are different from the ones that were holding the
Right.
creature.
I
Can,
thought we collapsed the force fields.
I will beam down a team to pick up the Roddenberry. You just get into transporter range, and we'll pick the rest of you back up from orbit.
We're bringing a guest.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Los shoot the one drone that the 4? Wasn't that with the disruptor pistol, not a phaser?
No, I hadn't updated my sheet to Prime Universe.
Oh, got it. Okay, never mind.
Good thought, though.
I wish I could have been in that episode. I could have had the goatee, the evil Vulcan goatee.
Yeah, Lowe's just kept it after going there. He's like, he hasn't.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I thought we took down all the force fields when we destroyed the nodes.
No,
It
you
was
just
just the
took the
cube.
ones containing the creature.
Alright. So yeah, I guess I'm going to be helping Sabo pull Matic
Okay.
to get him out quickly.
Matic kind of fights off at first, and he looks at the creature. Hey, Cthulhu. He points at the gun he's holding, points his hand at the drawer, Borg,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of like pulls an imaginary trigger, hoping he gets the hint of just shoot him.
So, it seems this creature does understand acts of violence, and will go over and more or less commissar, to borrow a 40k term, it will commissar the drone that Los put down, and it is a very impressive display. There are all sorts of gray matter that just sort of splatter across the deck and splash up onto the creature. But it is definitely dead. There's no way that thing's coming back.
Where did the Borg get me?
The Borg got you in the neck, so even though you are resisting for the moment, anyone looking at you is going to see that your veins in your neck are beginning to turn a gray color.
All right. I'm gonna hand the knife to Crowley. I'm not gonna say anything, but he's gonna pick up his Betazoid part is gonna pick up Maddox accepted his fate should it come to it.
I'm just going to pull him as quickly as I can through
Okay.
this corridor out.
So you're all going out. I figure Crowley and Maddox are towards the front, but who's in the back?
I'm assuming I'm at the front too, since I'm helping to pull Medic out.
Okay.
Wherever our new friend is going to be, that's where I am.
Well, that was kind of what I was asking with the question. Is would any of you motion for the creature to follow you?
I definitely would be. Yeah.
Okay. I would normally have your roll, but since we are coming up on a break, I'm going to just let it happen.
Okay.
So all of you get outside of this corridor, and to your dismay, Loesch, you do pick up that there are drones all across this crash site that are beginning to activate. And yeah.
Commander, we have a problem.
Matic is going. I'm assuming Los tells us.
Mm-hmm.
Matic to Arcadia.
Roger, we read you.
Whenever you beam us out, just bombard the area with torpedoes if you don't mind, Captain. Just as many as you could put down. I'll even. Well, I can't. Alon will help you figure stuff out. I kind of am being assimilated right now, so I'll see you on the ship.
All right.
I'll take that under advisement. I don't say that back. What I do respond is I just need you back.
All right. So we do need to do one task, and it is a very important task. So I need you. Well, I guess Alon and Matic are down on the planet, so it's going to be an NPC that rolls this. Or I guess, the captain or Janice could roll it if you so wished. Whoever is doing the rolling needs to do a control plus engineering, assisted by the ship's sensors plus engineering. And thanks to advanced sensors, the difficulty is only going to be a 2.
Actually, I think our shuttle bay technician, Gaddit, would be a great for this.
Sure. I would say that she probably is at least a somewhat experienced transporter chief. She could do it.
I
Want me to
think
roll for the
Sin
ship?
has the highest control engineering combo.
Gaddit's at a 12 because her control's pretty low. But her
Yeah.
engineering's a 4.
Sin has a 11-3.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
All right,
You said it. You said it was sensors and engineering
yes,
for the ship.
for the ship.
Oh, that reduces the task difficulty for us.
Yeah, I already accounted for that. It is 2.
I'll wait for the character roll, and I'll go ahead and roll for the Arcadia.
Okay.
I guess I can do that. It's Sin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Control plus engineering.
Since we're radioing up to the ship, I would say prioritize beam up from Matic and the Doctor.
Absolutely.
Uh,
What's the difficulty?
Overall, it is a 2.
Let's use one threat, I think, to get a third die for Sin.
Okay.
Just in case. Would shipboard tactical help her with this?
No, because transporters aren't technically counted as tactical systems.
Okay.
I see
is
green.
Andromeda statted?
Andromeda is statted, yeah.
I don't have access to her character sheet at least, so I wasn't able to look at her stats.
Let me fix that.
For success.
I see why you guys couldn't see her sheet. There you go. Now you should be able to see her sheet. Anyway, yeah, so you guys get 2 momentum, and yeah, since you succeeded, all of you are beamed out before the Borg drones can descend upon you. And I think the first scene we're going to do is Sick Bay with Sabo and Matic. But before we do that, let us take our 5 to 10 minute break, because this is a good breaking point. So yeah, be back at about 5:22.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I'm back.
Ugh. This is not going to be fun.
I almost had me another ship. Damn.
I don't like leaving the Roddenberry down that close to our Borg wreckage.
Yeah. I'm not excited for about what's to happen next, though.
Okay.
Hey, looks like we got a follow during the stream. Thank you so much,
Let's just
Satin345. I
hope
appreciate
all
it.
goes well.
And of course, only you guys on Twitch and the stream can hear me at the moment. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for following, both on Twitch and on YouTube. Appreciate the support. And I'll go ahead and unmute myself for everybody else. And I'm back.
Welcome back.
It was iota radiation for the FEF.
Oh, alright. I thought it was Theta. Alright.
Now Theta's what the Remians use, I think.
Yeah, it's their power supply. I was worried that if we got a complication during beam out, we would have to do either pair beam outs or single beam outs.
Yeah, I was to say with the 4 successes, yeah, you could all just beam up at once, no problem.
Cool.
It's half tempted to make a run for the Roddenberry because that's a vessel the Borg can use. I need to do what they did to the Argo and get a wrist-mounted control for it.
Why don't we just put a car in the back too?
Oh, so
There was a little bit of
Oh, go ahead.
there was a little bit of me that was curious that how we would explain any continuity issues if Matic became dead or a Borg
Oh, I have
between
stuff in mind.
this game and Ophion.
I have stuff in mind. So to answer Sterling, to answer your question in chat, we don't really follow the rules for crew support. We do an Ophion because, we do an Ophion anytime that people go to multi-vector assault mode. That way the players don't get like 20 turns. But for the Arcadia, I just let as many supporting characters come up as necessary. Except in combat, if we get into ship combat, then yeah, you're limited to the ship's scale number of NPCs that are active.
Yeah, how does that crew support thing? I've been reading through the book and I keep missing some place where it explains what the hell they're talking about.
So basically, you're supposed to limit how many supporting characters get used in an adventure
Okay.
by your crew support.
Okay.
So, for example, taking out Los and taking out Alon, that would be two support already.
Okay.
And I believe since the Arcadia is a scale 6, yeah. Since the Arcadia is a scale 6, that means you can only have 4 more supporting characters introduced.
In the same session.
Yeah.
Okay. Campaign or not campaign? Episode, I guess.
Yeah.
I think the other caveat is that you can't have a character and a supporting character being played by the same player in the same scene.
Correct. Yeah, there's no talking to yourself, thankfully.
Yeah.
Unless you're the GM.
Yeah. Unless you're me, in which case, you know.
Luckily, you have a melodic voice.
Oh, well, thank you. All right. Let me finish moving some tokens around here, since this is going to be our next scene. All right, so Crowley isn't there. Where's Matic? There's Matic. Matic's going to
Crowley made a beeline for the holodeck.
I really wanted you just to throw down a token of a Borg. And you
I
said, here's
could.
Matic.
By the way, can you all see Andromeda's sheet now? I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
see it at least.
Yep.
Good. Yeah, because she is actually going to come into play here, I believe. But let's check. Let's see. Matic is not back yet, I don't think, or at least he's muted. So we will wait a little bit longer.
I forgot that I muted my headset.
I'm also kind of glad that apparently my my little Streamlabs thing works. It actually shows when we get a follow or a donation during the stream. So yay, that works.
Nice. Oh, we gotta remove the BRB.
Not yet. We're still waiting on Matic.
Oh, I thought I heard him cough. Oh no, he's muted still. My
Yeah,
bad.
as I say, I'll take the BRB back when we're actually back. Right now, we are just shooting the shit. All right, he's unmuted. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
No.
now we can get rid of the big BRB. All right, so yeah, transport happens, and we're going to say because of the successes, Matic and Sabo immediately materialize in sickbay.
Okay. I'm going to lead him to a biobed immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he lies down on it, I'm going to go ahead and invoke the restraining field, just in case, to be cautious. And I'm going to work to reverse the effects.
Okay. So I'm going to say probably from the back room, as you arrive and all this happens, Andromeda does come out. And again, Sabo, you've met Andromeda before. You probably haven't had a protracted conversation with her yet. But as soon as she comes into range and into view, she says, I understand that he was affected by the Borg. Can I help in any way, Doctor?
Yes, your assistance would be valuable.
Excellent. Just tell me what you need.
Now she has a past with the Borg, am I right?
Not with the Borg, but she does have nanotechnology in her bloodstream.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll have her. Can she assist on my medicine roll?
Oh yeah, that's why that's what I'm giving you.
Yeah,
here.
let's do that then. I'll have her go ahead and assist me
Okay.
while we try to remove the nanos.
Maddox gonna hold up his hand at Sabo real quick and be, well, Lieutenant Commander, I've had an idea for a while. We haven't been able to test it yet. I figure now's as good a time as any.
What would this be?
I just kind of look at Andromeda. She injects me with her nanos. See if they counteract the Borg.
Something tells me this is not the proper time for this experiment, Lieutenant.
I mean, when's the next time someone's gonna be getting assimilated?
So what's the call, Doctor? Because you are the ranking officer here.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead and remove the nanos.
Okay. All right. Interesting idea, Matic, though, for the record. It is very interesting. But
Yeah.
Since it has been vetoed, yes, we are going to do a control plus medicine on your part, Sabo. Andromeda will be assisting. So if someone would like to roll Andromeda, she too would be control and medicine.
I would like to spend one momentum.
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side.
I'll roll for Andromeda unless I can bullshit Matic assisting on his own.
No, Matic cannot assist himself getting fixed by nanoprobes. No.
And I have Go ahead.
Bioengineering, xenobiology, regenerative medicine.
She has many focuses that would apply here.
Yeah, I have xenobiology, trauma surgery.
Surgery would apply best.
Okay. Okay.
Who is anybody rolling for Andromeda?
I will, unless someone else wants to.
I was figuring that I would maybe try to here, but I'm not going to argue if you want to.
I mean, yeah, you can roll the complications. Blame you.
Sure. Okay.
Notice I didn't volunteer.
Okay, here we go. I'm spending one momentum, right?
Mm-hmm. Already been
Okay.
spent.
Here we go.
Could I possibly use one of Andromeda's values to get the crit?
You could. What would the value be?
The hazy memory of my past may provide guidance.
You know what? I'll let it happen because it has been established that she is from a species that has, millennia or centuries, if not millennia, ahead medical technology from what's current in Starfleet. Yeah, I'll let it happen.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and use my cautious medicine trait to reroll that one failure.
Okay.
Let's see, so she only gets one, and then she would have an applicable focus, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's break down how many momentum you get. So Sabo has 3 successes.
I have 4.
Yeah, you have 4. So that's 2 momentum. All right. So, narratively, what happens? So Sabo, stopping the assimilation process and reversing it is something that is in the Starfleet records from Wolf 359.
Mm-hmm.
And you have actually little to no problem based on the stage it's in preventing the process. And Andromeda does, for sake of argument, she does take samples of the Borg
Right.
nanoprobes for the future. But Matic, you are, for the moment, unless another Borg materializes and tubes you, you are out of the woods. You are safe from being turned into a drone.
I'll go ahead and drop the force field around him. Lieutenant Maddock, you are free of the nanoprobes, and I must say that clearly resistance is not futile.
So bad.
Yeah,
I gave myself a cheesy high five for that one.
I mean,
That's-
Andromeda will give you a real one if you want it.
that's not
Why
very
not?
Vulcan of you, Doctor.
The Vulcan made a joke. Look at that.
Clearly, I've been around humans too long.
So, with that out of the way, and as Matic gets the long list of what he can and cannot do for the next couple days, I did want to ask Crowley and/or the captain, and/or the counselor, where would you take your new guest?
I would he be able, or whatever this thing is, be able to fit in my office?
Kind of how in the Ophion game we have an alien species that fills the corridor. Yeah, he'll manage to get through the corridors. It's not pleasant, but I also wouldn't recommend sharing more than one person with him in the turbo lift. But it could fit into your office, conceivably.
In that case, I would invite both the captain and Crowley to join me on the holodeck,
Okay.
and we'll kind of make our own, like, basically a different conference room, so that way he doesn't have to squeeze through the corridors.
Crowley would probably, well, so the moment Crowley beamed aboard, he booked it towards the holodeck to get the Roddenberry back up in orbit,
Okay.
doing some very dangerous maneuvers. If anyone was in there, they would be considered pace because he would turn off inertial dampeners.
Okay.
And then he's going to bring the ship in for automatic docking, and he would probably be at the hangar bay waiting for it to come in.
Okay. So you wouldn't be present for this scene then.
No.
All right. Captain and
But,
Milan will be though. So let me continue playing token juggle here.
But when you're done getting the Roddenberry back, make your way here.
All right.
Yeah, he's just going to make sure nothing's snuck on.
I think that's everyone.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Okay. So yeah, you, counselor, you take your guest to one of the holodecks, and Tahan, you arrive minutes later, and yeah, at the moment, it's just kind of an empty holodeck. And the creature does again say something, but still not translated.
Who would be in charge of the translation? Now, would that be Hailong or Sin in this situation?
Oh, most definitely Sin. Sin is your communications expert.
I'd like to bring her in here.
Okay. Sure. Let's bring her in. Sin is there as well. Apparently I need to update her token now. It still says Ujesa.
Ujesa?
Yeah, that's not right.
I mean, not entirely wrong.
Also true.
She's still
My
a junior.
token in medbay said lieutenant junior grade, by the way. I don't know if that really matters to fix it.
Well, I'll make a note to fix it later.
You got demoted.
Anyway, yeah. Sin and the captain arrive, and the creature just kind of, it's still holding its rifle. I don't think in the haste of beaming everyone up that
It would have dropped it.
yeah, that
obviously.
either would have dropped it or that Gaddit would have removed it during transport. Kind of an oversight on her part, or Sin on Sin's
Right.
part.
Okay.
So Sin, when she sees the weapon, says, "Sir, should I confiscate that?"
Let's try this. I'll take my phaser off, and with my hand, I'm not holding it, point to his gun, and then I put my phaser on the ground next to me, and I stand back up.
I mimic the captain's actions.
Okay.
That would still have my phaser on me, so.
So the creature does mimic the movement. It does take its rifle and puts it on the ground and then just sort of stares at you.
Sin, what is the best way to move forward in translating this creature?
Well, the easiest way would be to get it talking. I've been working on the snippets it said so far, but I need more before I can even start to make a matrix.
Computer, in the middle of this room, please please project a space map of the sector.
Okay. So very similar to stellar cartography, the middle of the room kind of projects a 3D representation of the surrounding space. And the creature looks around and says something, but it's not a whole lot.
Computer, identify the location we are at now.
So a blue kind of sphere surrounds a dark period of space.
I'm going to be incorporating hand gestures. We are all here now. Where are you from?
I'm going to say at this point that's going to be a presence plus con. Sure.
Could I
difficulty
possibly
4.
assist in this?
Yeah, you can assist.
Would a first contact focus apply here?
Oh, most definitely.
All right. And
In
so you
fact,
said
you
presence
should
plus
probably
con?
be the lead on this. Like, as to Han's talking, you're doing the gestures.
Okay, sure.
I mean, my first contact's a huge part of my backstory, although I didn't take a specific focus for it. I've got diplomacy, cultural studies. Do any of these apply?
All of many will apply. So I'll let you two decide who's primary then.
I was
My
thinking
base number is 12.
your number is what? I'm sorry.
12?
Oh, for presence plus con?
Yeah.
Mine is 14.
Okay, you can take the lead, and I will assist.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the difficulty is a 4. Just a reminder.
Okay. In that case, do you mind if I spend momentum to get an extra d20?
No. Is there any way I could assist with command?
I'd say you're the captain. I'd let it happen.
All right. You'll also get to re-roll a d20, counselor.
Okay. Cool.
So no momentum use?
Focus. Oh, jeez. Well, at least I get that re-roll. So roll. Oh no.
boy.
Roll 1d20. Oh god.
So I have bad news and I have good news. The bad news is the creature, as you make these motions, the creature immediately reaches down and picks up its rifle and begins monologuing in its tongue. So Nilan and Tahan, you're just kind of like, oh shit, we've pissed this thing off. But Sin from the side kind of whispers, great, just don't get shot. Keep him talking.
Honest, I am. Huh.
Is there a way to use the holodeck safety protocols to disarm a real weapon?
No, but you could project a force field around yourselves. Or it, for that matter.
Oh, let's trap it again like it was down there. Let's
let's piss off.
Oh wait, I'm
I'm
not there.
not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
I just simply say this probably won't work, but we mean you no harm. We're just trying to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
I would like to try to convince him to put his weapon down.
And how would you do that?
That's kind of what I'm trying to do as well.
Do you have diffuse the tension?
I do.
Okay, I do as well.
Well, Hmm.
I mean, I think we're still in hand gestures, so we, you point to his gun and we would point back to ours on the ground and make the motion of putting it back down again. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, that's about all I can think of too.
So I'm gonna say at this point, again using some threat, I'm gonna make the total difficulty of 5 now.
Jesus. Okay.
You certainly can try this task. It would be another presence plus con, or presence plus command in the instance of the captain. But yeah, you're looking at a difficulty 5 task here.
Would first contact still apply here or no?
I mean, you're still trying to get a working dialogue with the creature, so yeah, I would say this entire scene, first contact applies.
Okay. I'm gonna look at some.
So I have
some spends here real quick.
I'm wondering something.
Mm-hmm.
Does us both having, or sorry, it's whenever you attempt a task. I'm only assisting, so diffuse the tension would not stack.
No, not as far as I'm aware.
Okay, so the counselor's going to get a free d20 on their roll. On it.
Yes, because of diffused attention. And
And
then
you do have 2 momentum.
yeah.
So that could get you a 4th die, and then I assist with command. Or we could try to create an advantage instead and reduce the difficulty with that 2 momentum.
We could, but what advantage would we create? Huh.
I have one, actually, if you don't mind the GM giving you an idea.
Sure, shoot.
Not at all.
So, I will remind you that Sin is a cameloid.
Ah!
Sin turn
She
into
could. One of him.
That doesn't give her the knowledge of how they talk, though, or understand their language, does it?
Might
No,
get him
but
talking more.
yeah,
Hmm.
I like it. It's worth a shot.
Yeah, sure, let's do that.
Okay. So, what would you say to Sin?
Sin, can you give him a more familiar face?
She looks between the two of you and says, hold this. Make sure that you keep this pointed at him. And she hands you her tricorder.
Okay. I will take it from her.
All right. And before your very eyes, she does indeed transform into a splitting image of the creature. And the creature actually seems to be a little bit taken aback by the process. Like, it steps back, it lowers its weapon, and it kind of seems a little bit amazed by the process. It continues to talk. And as it does, Captain, you're looking at the tricorder, and words are beginning to translate. It's very spotty. But in the first bit of phrasing here, you get the words shapeshifter and gamma.
Gamma quadrant. Do we still need to make the roll to get him to put his weapon down?
No. Since you did it this way, in a narrative fashion, he has not put the weapon down, but he's not aiming it at anyone.
Okay, that's an improvement.
That's a start.
Sid, please keep talking with him. Can we? I'll repeat back with the translator shapeshifter. But we don't have. I couldn't say like beta quadrant, could I?
No, not yet. However, this was initially going to be Sin's role, but since you're now handling her tricorder, If you would like to attempt a reason plus science at difficulty 3, I might give you a bit more translational functionality.
Was this reason science?
Yes, reason science.
Difficulty 3?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like to use my I think I'd like to use my determination, fascination with the unknown.
Okay, yeah, that'd apply here.
And would cultural studies work for linguistics, or?
I would say at this point, anything related to linguistics, first contact, negotiations, or diplomacy, there's a lot of things that could apply here.
Okay, yeah, I definitely have diplomacy. So I'll roll 2 dice with a focus. All right, that's 4 success.
Did you not buy an additional die for...
I was using determination, so that's 4
okay.
success.
Sorry, I had a brain fart. So yeah, you get a momentum. And how this happens narratively is I'm actually going to steal an idea from chat because it's better than the one I had. So the suggestion was that you use kind of the holodeck to build up a further syntax. So you make colors and numbers appear, and you start to kind of get a build up that way. So very basic things, very basic phrases. Small factoid, by the way, if ever you encounter like a real life alien and you're trying to communicate with them, the first 2 things you should do is show the Pythagoras theorem, where you know the 2 sides of a triangle, square them equals square of the hypotenuse, something like that. And you're also supposed to draw the solar system and point at the 3rd dot that you make, because that shows that you know where you are and that you have math. Small factoid. Anyway, you basically go through a process where you start to build a syntax, and you are basically able at this point to get very simple ideas across. And I'm gonna leave it to my discretion whether the idea you communicate is simple. So what would the first thing you'd attempt to say be?
What do you want to do?
I'm going to say that is probably a little bit more difficult, so the creature's response is continue living.
Where? And then computer, redisplay sector and zoom out 2%.
It looks at the display and it just shakes its head.
Display gamma quadrant.
Okay. So the star map zooms all the way out to where you can see the galaxy, and it highlights the gamma quadrant. And the creature kind of narrows its 3 eyes and then points at a specific section. And it's actually near the galactic center, where the gamma quadrant meets the delta quadrant.
We don't really have a quick way of getting there, do we?
Not unless you are a Q and or have secretly developed trans warp without my knowledge.
I think Maddox working on that.
What? No. What? Brothers hide everything.
I'll say too far for us, but we want to help.
It will point at itself and past me as a dick because he picked this name, but I'm going to stick with it. Thanks, past me. All right, this is his name. We're going to attempt to say it about 3 times. So He says, Zrak Lilith.
Hey, X.
X gonna get it. Oh, wait, no.
Professor
I called him
Xavier.
Cthulhu back on the surface. Can't we just go with that?
It might take insult to that.
Possibly.
I'll
He
point to
doesn't know
myself
what Cthulhu is.
and say, Captain Tahan.
It nods, then it points at Sin. And at this point, Sin says, should I transfer him back, sir?
Yes, that'd be fine.
So she shifts back to her quote unquote normal form, and she points at herself and says, "Lieutenant Sin." And then the Zrak Relif looks at Nalan.
And I just simply point at myself and I say, Counselor Nalan.
And Zrak Lilith says, "What species?" And he again points at himself and says, "Croutier."
I point to myself and say, Betazoid.
True.
And Sin points to herself and says, "Cameloid." And Zrak Lilith says, "Not familiar with. Far from home."
Computer, display the a Borg, but torso, bust only.
Okay.
I
where
wanted
would
to make
you-
sure it's not
Oh, go ahead.
just in the middle of the room. I just wanted to make I don't want it to look like there is now a Borg in the room.
Okay, but you do want to show an image of some sort that would indicate the Borg itself.
Yeah.
Sin would actually recommend that you maybe do a ship instead of the drone itself.
All right, excellent. Show us computer Borg cube, quarter meter in width.
So the computer does begin to display a image of a Borg cube, and Dracolith kind of jabs angrily at the projection and says, "Captors. Must destroy."
We have had to face them before. We call them the Borg.
Borg. And it seems to kind of mull the word over and says, "Plague upon galaxy."
I'm going to ask, do you know why they took you?
It says no.
Did they take any others of your people?
Several. They were in same ship.
Do you know if they they survived the crash?
I do not know.
We will look for them, but I can't. We will look for them.
Appreciated.
Would you like to help us look?
It kind of raises its rifle again, but doesn't point at anyone. But it kind of makes a gesture of firing at the Borg cube with its rifle, almost as if that speaks for it.
Do we know anything about Borg transport technology?
I mean, at this point, you know it exists, and that's how they get around such great distances, but you don't really know how to replicate it or the extent of, say, their transwarp hub network. In fact, I don't even think you know about transwarp hubs.
If Matic were to go back to the surface and requisition their transwarp drive, could he fit it to the Arcadia?
Here's what I'll say happens.
Do I need to roll for it?
As I say, so here's what I'm thinking. From what I know from Voyager, when they stole the transwarp coil, they got about 20,000 light years out of it before it burned out. And that was with 7 of 9 helping, and she had knowledge of such a thing. You guys aren't 7 of 9. You have not spent your entire adult life as a Borg knowing how their technology works. So, acquiring a transwarp coil is possible. You might have to, in fact, not might, you probably will have to deal with some interference by further Borg drones. And should you get the coil, it would be a rather difficult task. I'm talking 4 or 5, probably 5, just to fit it to the Arcadia. And then, if you succeed, there would be some sort of a roll, probably on my part, to see how much distance you could travel with this coil. So there is a possibility that you could conceivably get the coil, fit it, fly all the way to where Zrokwalift is from, but then the coil burns out and you're left in the middle of the Gamma/Delta quadrant.
Lucky for you guys, you have an amazing pilot.
Yeah. Too bad he's the
I want
Oh. You know what? I think my microphone's broke. What? Well, I can't hear you.
Well, if you can't hear me, then oh my god.
Going through
I wish your mic
tunnel.
would break, Janice.
Children, please. Children.
Okay.
Where's the computer paper?
I want to point back to the Borg ship, and do you know how their technology works? How they travel so far?
No.
Do you know a way to get home?
There's a definite pause this time, and it says probably a bit more sorrowfully, and Milan, you would pick this much up. It would also say no.
When we find your friends, your people, could we find them a new home somewhere here?
It just sort of shrugs.
No.
Captain to Commander,
Commander here.
is the Roddenberry back?
Yeah, I'm just going to check the insides now.
All right. Once we're done with that, I'd like to go back down. We're going to look for our guests' comrades.
Very well.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
You said that he was using projectile weaponry.
That is correct.
What can we estimate what his species technology level is?
I mean, he did say was on a ship, so you would assume they at least have space travel. Now, whether or not that means they've broken the warp barrier, you don't know.
I'm going to have a tricorder with me, and I'm going to scan the shuttle, the Roddenberry, and I'm also going to have my shotgun with me,
Okay.
just in
Well,
case.
again, good news, bad news. Good news, you got the Roddenberry out before any drones could get to it. Bad news, because of your hasty retreat, as it were, you kind of skimped on the pre-flight checking, and at the moment, the Roddenberry will suffer a complication. And that complication is that it is unable to do any sort of warp jump unless you perform about 5 hours worth of maintenance on it.
And the longer we leave the drones active down there, the more they can repair and rebuild. Commander to Captain.
Captain here?
Roddenberry can't do warp. If we take the time to repair it, we give the Borg time to repair and adapt and grow.
Understood. If we go back down, we'll use a different shuttle. Computer, recreate the bridge's science station.
Does so.
I'm going to go ahead and start scanning the surface for xeroglyphs, his species life signs.
So, I thought I put it in chat, but he is a species known as the Croutier.
Oh, yes, you did say that.
Yeah. So I'm going to make this Reason plus Science, difficulty 2. Ship will assist with sensors plus Science. And yeah, let's see.
Is that with the reduction?
Yeah, that is with the reduction.
Okay. Do we have, how much momentum do we have?
You have 3 at the moment.
I'd like to use 3. Would you guys be okay if I used 3 momentum for 2 extra dice?
Well, to help you
Oh,
out,
it's-
this is probably the last task of the night.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, let's do it. Can't take it with us.
Just give him some threat too.
Oh no, the threat I keep if it's a 2-parter episode.
Never
Oh,
mind. Yeah, I think 4d20 plus the ship will be fine.
Okay.
And I don't have a focus, unfortunately.
Well, there's 2 successes you need. It doesn't matter if the ship succeeds. Well, no, do roll the ship. There could be a complication.
We can only hope.
So who's rolling for the ship?
I fail at it, so I don't want no blame.
You know what? Sure.
Did it
I'll
last
roll
time,
for
so
the
someone
ship.
else. Yeah.
I'll roll for the ship. Why not?
Okay.
What was the check again?
It is a sensor science for the ship.
Sensors plus science. Okay. And see, 1d20 always has applicable focus.
See, this is why we roll.
Oh, well.
son of a bitch.
It's still a success. We still got them.
You know, I don't succeed, but at least I don't give complications.
You're right. You're right.
So here's
Can
what's gonna happen.
someone spend their point of determination to get rid of that?
No, I think the only thing you can fix on the ship's roll is if you have technical expertise, and technical expertise actually wouldn't have applied here. So
Sovereign class starships are pretty new at this point, aren't they?
yeah, you're probably one of the first of the line to get out there. I think
Apparently, we're still working out some of the kinks in the system.
Well, ours was the very first.
Yeah, so again, kind of to remember the timeline here. So the original Sovereign came out. It was a technical test bid, had a lot of problems. Went back to Stardock, got refitted for Arcadia A. Enterprise E leaves Stardock sometime soon, actually.
I
Yeah.
think it's already out now.
I'll check later. Yeah, nonetheless, the doctor is correct, where you guys are still working out the kinks of the ship. But here's what happens. So you scan the surface for Croutier life signals, now that you have one in front of you and you know what to look for. You detect one other. It is within a similar restraining field. However, the complication is that you do not notice the Borg ship that has entered the system until the commanding officer on the bridge, which I would believe is Janice, of all things.
What the? Even the GM's against me. Give me a break.
So Janice, you're kind of sitting in the big chair at the moment, and Highline reports, "Sir, I'm detecting a Borg incoming hail."
Understood. Red alert. Captain of the bridge.
All right. So as all this happens, I do get to say the last word, and of course, you hear the ominous and foreboding hail of the Borg. "We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ships. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us. resistance is futile. That's where we're going to end the session.
Son of a
Kiss my
bitch.
And it's gonna be 2 weeks.
Yep, 2 weeks, unfortunately.
Oh, yes!
Good
Think
thing I
about
have
it
my
this
gun
way.
on me.
Think about it this way: we have 2 weeks to figure out what we want to do.
This is true. This is very
We
true.
have
die.
2 weeks to write our obituary.
Yeah, eulogies. I eulogize myself. It'll be amazing.
I
All
got
right.
my shotgun on my character. I'm happy.
Yep.
As
All
our
right.
ship blows up, computers start playing "My Way" by Frank Sinatra.
Jesus.
All right. I don't think we have any like post-session stuff to do, but players still stick around for a few short words. But for any of you watching on Twitch or on YouTube, again, I appreciate you watching. I love to hear from you guys. But this is where we're gonna end the session. So I will see you guys later. Bye bye.